and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, guys. And this is my YouTube channel, sweetie. And today I am not alone. I am with...
Hello, so my name is Sam, just Sam, and thank you for welcoming me to your channel. Hello, sweetie.
It's a pleasure, sweetie. So, explain namhlanje.
Okay, so namhlanje the topic is we're doing reactions to blue therapy. So for those of you who haven't watched it yet, then obviously we'll have the links down below, all right?
Yes, we have that.
And we'll have some of the clips that we find as like attractive, or we think, okay, woo, we need to share that with you guys. Then we'll have it on the corner of the screen.
Just here.
Just there. So basically, there's a lot of talk whether is it real or are they acting, but we're not going to be focusing on the controversial issues attached to the episodes. We're concentrating on the fact that on most of what they were covering, we related to them, and we're like, I've had that before, I've had that experience.
Exactly.
So like then it's something that we do have to talk about and share with other people and just start up a conversation. So yeah,
that's it. Okay, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that whenever I post a video, you can get notifications, really. And please comment down below and what you think. Yeah, man, today we'll be doing episode 1 on this blue therapy thing, and then go but so
yeah. And if you guys do enjoy the content, then you can just say in the comment section that, guys, continue, can you do the next one? Then we'll try to finish all of the episodes.
Yes.
And you can also make suggestions on other things that you would like us to react to, and then I'll visit the channel every now and then when we're doing reactions, and then we take it from there.
Yep. Let's start, guys. Let's start. I'm so excited.
Something
then
so you cut out during edit. Yes, girl, I can send that Paul.
Paul is the perfect guy. Yes,
but I don't know. There's a thing about it here, yes. I don't dislike it, but like, and then clean. For me, it has an awkward look.
Just like everyone else, we've had our ups and downs. Come into therapy. It's a red flag. And now, like, she knows my perspective on this. I prefer we go to a church and we sit down with a pastor in a corner. But you know, us getting to this extent where we're actually here for a social experiment, it doesn't make sense. I think it's gonna go south. Like, I'm 90% sure. But at the end of the day, I'll just say, look, I told you so.
That tells me because so our people are known to be more toxic, but I don't know. I feel like based on what people say, those that I've met, Zulu guys are very like, most of them are very patriarchal and low, independent,
come in, sit down.
We'll clash heads too much.
Individual. Currently in our relationship, we're doing a lot of patching instead of really like fixing the issues. Okay, cool. Do you feel the same way?
I've literally blown away. Like, I haven't even heard this before. Do you want to give more context to what you're actually saying? Because I'm a tiny bit.
Okay. Paul, for example, has a lot of friends. He has affluent friends. He feels that he has to fit in, which he might fit in as friendship, but when it comes to finances, he doesn't necessarily fit in. So if we're looking at percentage-wise, and when they go out and what they spend, they can afford it. We can't. But Paul will do it anyway.
Yeah,
and then he'll spend the next week or two chasing the bag he's blown, which now leaves me in a deficit of love. So there's neglect going on in our house. Of course, this isn't my first time on camera. I'm very comfortable on camera. I understand Paul isn't. I didn't bring him here to embarrass him, though. What would you like to start off with? I love you. You do know that, right?
So
And
they
I
actually
feel as though
But the thing is, you know I love you. It's like the same thing with that. You know I respect you. Then so yes, immediately after that,
disrespect your
there's disrespect that's coming.
Perceive us as a couple, how he's perceived as an individual and how I'm perceived as an individual.
There is no man that's out there with multiple.
I'm making it.
So when I got someone else pause on it.
It's Ted.
So like when it comes to finance and all that stuff, good relationship. Niyaphakela nabayithune. But ke ngoku bakhona bakuneka mfana provide more of neka wena you have to keep like track of the finances bakwathini because uthi bana ugirl ba uyaspenda more we like
Going out
and all that stuff. And then do you think balekile ba we has to keep track of imali yakhe?
I think the only time it becomes important, you man, I'll keep a track of imali yakhe, is if it starts affecting you in the household. Like for instance, if when like bakhala boyithune and their partners, so now they like the duties that they have or responsibilities in the household are split between the two of them. So for instance, they're in agreement, okay, for bills and whatever for the house, we go half. Or you sort out electricity and then I sort out whatever, right? Now you're telling me that you just spent 10,000 on going out with friends or business, whatever, and then now you can't buy electricity because you decided to go spend 10,000 rand on Hennis. Now it becomes a problem because it's inconveniencing me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's when it becomes a problem. If you're just spending and whatever and it doesn't affect the household or the running of things in any way, then I don't think it should be a problem. But the minute it starts affecting this, then it's a problem.
Okay.
Accounts, crypto accounts, high interest accounts, that's gonna sit down and show his girl his balance. So she doesn't even know the financial situation first.
So hang on, let me just let Paul speak regarding the image and the going out and chasing the bag, as Shona just said.
You know what's interesting? I actually think she's right.
Check her neck,
But
like her
let me
chest
break
and
it
her
down
neck
for you.
and her face.
I'm happy and I'm humble enough
Different ages.
to be the brokest man in a room full of millionaires. Do you know why?
Okay.
Do you know who would have the most to benefit in that type of situation?
You would.
So that's practically how I've been able to exponentially grow my income, basically.
He's taken the whole
Son, Paul.
At the end of the day, I'm not naive to know that you are treated how you're perceived. However, be yourself. With the whole spending above your means, should I say, yes, we can afford it. I'm not saying we can't, because he's the first person to speak about finances and we need to save and we need to do this and we need to do that. But as much as, I purchase nice things, Paul done a lot of the spending. And in the past, we've had situations where he's invested and there's been no returns.
Like a heater. You hurt.
I'm hot like a hero.
I'm not hot. I'm hurt.
Yeah.
You RT.
But yeah.
Okay, anyway, so luckily we managed to get some of the footage from the other angle, but we didn't get it from the front angle because of the technical issues. So do I still repeat the whole thing of therapy, or we're just gonna play it from that side?
I think we're gonna play it from that side.
Yeah, okay.
And then go message up.
We just start. So picking up where the last angle caught on, we were still discussing the issue of finances in a relationship.
In a relationship, yes.
So in this scenario where your partner is overspending when it comes to going out with his friends, not with you, no babes, with his friends or work or whatever, and they're spending on that, and then when they come home they're broke,
and it's your problem.
it's both of y'all problem. Got that when he was chowing some money, he was chowing it with his broskies or his sisters or whatever, but with his friends. But when problems hit, it's both your problem.
And go like Blondo, yabo. When it's fine, imali yakhe uyayisebenzela, uyayichawa. Imali yakho nayo because kaloku niye 50-50 mos on expenses. So imali yakho niba imali yakhe but imali yakho.
Exactly.
Because now izo affect her wena funeka ukhuphe more because yena kana imali yokhupha.
Yeah. So the conclusion that the two of us reached was it only becomes a problem when it affects the household. Like, now personally, I wouldn't mind if my partner is spending XYZ on outings with his friends, as long as he doesn't come home and is like, I don't have money to chip in on my end of the bargain. Like, if his responsibility in the household was to pay for water or buy electricity or pay for Wi-Fi, and then he's like, suddenly I can't pay for Wi-Fi or we're not gonna have electricity because I spent 10,000 on an outing with my friends, that for me is a no-go. But if you sort out everything apart,
Then you are child girl, it's
then
fine.
your child, then it's alright. It's alright. I'm sorted, the house is sorted, everything's sorted. Chow your money because you work for it.
Exactly. So there's nothing wrong. So let's play it.
Fresh G,
Myself and my boyfriend have been going through a lot lately. This is the last. So to me, Paul is very image. He puts too much emphasis on how people.
You're here. Let's have a conversation.
Another thing that we were discussing was how I'm not going to make this men, female, no. I'm just going to say in partnerships, because partnerships can be male on male, female, female. So I'm just saying in partnerships, depending on the individual that you are in partnership with, you get in situations where I am just talking about legacy and I'm like, I don't like the legacy because I don't like pink, for instance. And then when as the partner you just decide to say, oh, so I'm pink, so does that mean you don't like me because I'm so same thing I feel like Paul does well. And this happens often. I am straight, I'm like, so my relationships are heterosexual. So that's why I will, when I refer to a partner romantically, I will refer to a male because that's the only partnership that I engage in. For me, like, men like to do that. Like, I am trying to fix this particular aspect of our relationship. Okay, I have an issue with lead doctors, specifically this. And then somehow you misinterpret your identity and then you point at something else, and then it's like you're derailing the whole argument. And then 1 minute I was telling you about I don't like this, or I was explaining my love language to you. Then the next thing we're talking about so I don't know, men, please speak. Is this like some sort of tactic that you taught in some school, or females, or whatever, people who do this? Where do you learn this tactic where derail, like hijack the conversation and take it in another direction that and also another thing, Tina Bando might cause derail. Like when that happens, babes, breathe. This motherfucker is trying to derail me. Breathe. I tell on XYZ, but I want to ABC. You're done saying what you need to say? Okay, I hear you. Now, as I was saying, A, B, C. As I was saying, A, B, C. I've been at X, Y, Z, and you're like, don't interject, don't interrupt. Then you're like, I hear you, I understand you, but A, B, C.
Until I did, I ngo-ABC ngaphendla ngo-ABC angapheli ngo-YZ
because it really gets frustrating. And if you were to fully analyze it, sometimes you get so frustrated that you get tired of the fight and then you just settle and you just succumb. And if you were to fully analyze the whole situation, you lost that argument and you didn't reach the conclusion that you wanted to reach, because the whole thing just switch a room.
Most of the time, like you feel like and
then you can no longer bring it up because it's like, we already had that conversation, but when in your mind like we didn't have it.
And
then now you're in a position where you're like, if I bring it up again, I'm gonna seem petty and greedy. Whereas it was never addressed to begin with, babes. You were distracted and then it moved without it being properly addressed or resolved. So now you're in a situation where you can't resolve it, because if you try to resolve it again, it's going to be like you're bringing up the same argument more than once. But it's not the same argument. You never really... It's the same argument, but you never really addressed the argument to begin with. You just argued about nothing, basically.
That's amazing. Okay, guys. How can this feel like low point? How can this feel like low point?
ABC.
How's that, D?
She was happy with,
just go back into the room. I'm not going to speak for all women because we're not the same person. I'm just going to speak on my experience as a female and the experience of my other female friends. We are emotional beings. I'm sorry, so I'm getting clumped up now because of the hour sunset. See, very emotional. So Satana, like we all like a very friend, like be here, be present. So ever we appreciate a very hard working individual, and we understand that sometimes with hard work it requires you as a man to not always be fully present in every situation.
Exactly.
But guys, it wouldn't hurt you for 2 hours of your time. You fully dedicated to me.
Exactly.
Where a phone, anything, everything, phone it, everything goes quiet. It's just about me
and you.
And you just allow me to absorb and to be fully saturated in your presence. I am telling you, guys, give your partner to men or females who have female partners, or even male partners who are programmed in the way that I am. If you give your partner just 2 hours, it will justify the other. You have 24 hours in a day. It will justify the other 22 hours where you are either sleeping or busy doing other hustles, because that 2 hours was so like even feeling shantas, even kriba to a point of an honor. You are able no one for 2 hours.
Exactly right. I feel like when it comes to Paul, so you don't know if so most of like guys in Java to make it mad, so for not only like it's a kind of statement they said and housewife got in, and then I got fully loan, fully 7 so
and that's it, You need to find people that you are equally yoked with. The females who don't give a damn about that, they're like, I won't be getting my necklace. Then that's the person that you need to partner up with.
Exactly.
Don't be wanting someone who wants an actual love relationship. Whereas when you don't want a love relationship, you just want someone who's going to be there when you need to be serviced and out. Then get someone who just wants to give you service, and then when you're not there, abakatali. Because now it becomes a clash. Because now when you came to me, and you created an expectation, this is what's going to happen. And then there's a switch. And also, guys, it's okay if we change our minds halfway, but communicate that. But initially, I thought I can keep up with this, but and that's fine. You've communicated where you stand, and then it's like there's no bad blood. I will find someone who's equally yoked who can give me what I need, and then you can be there to be whatever you are. It is okay.
Right, that's kind of wrong.
But let's
communication. It's very important. And
then allow the other person to consent. Exactly. That is all that is most important.
Why is that? You're supposed to be impressing me, not them.
So the type of people that I deal with,
oh, yeah, Paul. Who is full of himself? Being full of yourself.
To actually set some foundations. And I see blossom from this beautiful relationship that we've got. We started great.
The point of view, yeah, Memo or Deborah. Like, too much, man, in terms of communication. The chomis are then go the guy is different from the guy. So I feel like, Deborah is too much. Like, and I can't eat about and comparison. It's not fair. On the guy. I can't write.
On anyone.
On anyone.
But at the same time, girls, be honest. I don't know about guys, so girls, because I know from a female point of view. We just want to share with our friends. Exactly. Like, tell your friend, like, okay, this is nice. Okay, yo, chommy, like, it's lit. Okay, yo, chommy, it sucks. Okay, it's just the way we are programmed. We like to share. And we like, I think this is a human nature situation where we like to relate and we like people who relate to us because it gives us a sense of belonging and it gives us a sense of, it affirms you that there's nothing wrong with you. I get you. Hi, Bandase. Okay, wait. In our defense, we just finished a bottle of wine before the technical issues came up. So we kind of turned a bit. Okay, I need to continue.
I don't like girls that just be speaking too much. Like, I hear it's your friend, but when it comes to situations, that's...
Before the camera went off, we were still discussing the thing of, like, the whole thing of sharing with your friends situations in your relationship. So my take was, like, it's inevitable, especially if we do with girlfriends and liking people, like otando, not affirmation per se, but relatability, like having people relating to how you feel and confirming, no, I understand you, Nandi, then there's a high chance that you're going to share with your friends. And the awkward thing about you can get a therapist, but a therapist is not someone who's with you all the time. And also, they come to you with a particular job, but my job is to make sure that you are well in your head. Whereas your friends are there with you all the time. The minute you John, Nandati, then your friends know about behavior and in situations. Exactly. So your friends are going to be like, when you're tired, and as a therapist, they take what you tell them. And guys, people who go to therapy, okay, I can't speak on that because I haven't yet. Because I'm still wrestling with the idea of therapy. So my thing is, people go to therapy, tell the truth. You censor what you tell your therapist. Because you don't want that bitch or whatever, whoever that person is, thinking you crazy. So you will censor what you say. You prepare for that session. But okay, I have an hour.
And I was most of the time.
Because you want to seem stable.
And then when there's a difference, I tell you therapist yako, I tell you chom yako. The time I like tone ba, therapist yako is like teta. Can you tone
like a big one? And even if you with therapist yako is like teta, you tone your banner in the same way you say to your friends. Your friends know you, bitch. They know your dysfunction, so they will know. But Lo Siamazi how she behaves when she's angry. Siamazi how she behaves when she's emotional. Your therapist is not there when you blowing a casket, but your friends are there. So even if it's a figure, Pamela, oh John, and he said this, and then friend I said, your friend knows you. Your friend's gonna be like, did you really say that?
Exactly.
We all know you. Yeah, Bona. So it gets tricky, but at the same time, you have to respect your partner.
Exactly.
Like,
Barut.
not just that, but in the Yobana, for instance, how many times have we done this? When I was at Kumne, with a situation that I've never been in, we're like, ooh, XYZ, he did this and then so made it John because of the and then you're like, good John, this is what he did. Then like, oh John, John, like how could he do that to you? John is disrespectful. Then my John does the exact same thing a week later. I'm not gonna approach it the same way. And then you're like, but you told me to break up with my John, but your John. And I'm like, no friend, it's different. But
it's
actually
not
it's
different.
not.
It's the same
not
thing.
Different. But because you're in that situation now, you address it differently. So everything with a pinch of salt, babes. Everything with a pinch of salt. Because at the end of the day, whatever decision you make, you live with the result of that decision.
Exactly.
So get advice from your friends. Yeah. Balance yourself out. But the ultimate decision needs to come from you. Because you know your relationship and you know yourself. So that whatever the outcome is, you can take full accountability for that particular outcome. Because the decision was made by who?
Yourself. You, yourself, and you. Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I. So.
But who spoke to them?
Who spoke? Utuma, like, you're no complainer.
And there's nothing wrong with being spoiled, guys. I can't get wrong or up. But get a man who gets, who understands.
Yes. Paying for your service, you should serve it.
Do you feel like too much? What's happening? Do you feel like there should be a male therapist when it comes to a couple therapy?
I think in the case of a Paul, if it was a male, even if he was being objective, he would have switched to Indobana. He seems like those types who are very territorial. So he was going to switch to a Thikobana. That guy wants Uchoma. Of which that wasn't going to be productive also in the whole exercise that they're doing. So I think he needs individual therapy. He needs to first work on himself before he goes to couples therapy. Because he has a lot of issues but I'm not a therapist, so I don't know. But from what I'm picking up, he has a lot of issues that he needs to deal with self before he works on things with as a couple.
Yes.
I was saying this to my niece the other day. I was saying with therapy, if you're gonna go to couples therapy, I think it's also important to go to individual therapy because now you're gonna get help to shape you in order for you to fit and work well with your partner. But now you don't know how to work well with your own self. So, or even if you do learn to work with that other person, now your definition or identity of self is so much embedded into someone else's identity, like, because kaloku you're two different people, but now you're so shaped into fitting into someone else so that you can coexist, that when that person is gone, what are you going to do, babes? Because you never identified with self. The only identity you were able to form in your therapy sessions was with this other individual. So basically now you are a person who relies on this other individual for you to cope in a healthy state, which also is not healthy. Because it's either if that individual wants to bounce, you're going to kill him or her, or if you lose them, then you're going to be difficult for the next partner that you have, because no, you've already shaped yourself according to this other individual. So therapy needs to first be individual therapy, alone, and then once self has been identified and recognized, then you can have therapy with someone else. Then you grow, develop from what already exists. But now if foundation yako involves someone else, then it's shaky, does it?
Tricky.
It's like plants. Imagine two plants that are grown in the same environment, and then their roots intertwine. And then now the plants, they grow around one another. The minute you uproot the other plant, is it not going to affect the other plant? Because the other plant is intertwined with this one. So now if you uproot Lena, it's going to affect the other one. So it's always better to just grow as an individual and have your own solid roots, and then you merge.
It's about easier, like when you are already
then you can become one as you go along. And then if the other one is cut off, you're not gonna die. You can still continue.
And then like into Paul defensive mode.
I just comment on Paul. Okay, but now the poles of the world. I need
some dance,
Equally, do you understand? Like
My friend.
How would you like him to change in the way that he deals with you? What would you like to see different?
Okay, I would like for Jamal to actually listen to me when I speak, for one. I would like you to take accountability and try and...
Is it like important when like starting a relationship, like to say like to state what you want, like in terms of love language, what you understand, what you expect from the partner?
I think it is important, but also it's important to include the fact that we change in that. Like I'm in a relationship that's going 5 years, going to 6 years now. The person that I was 6 years ago is not the same person. I didn't even know what love languages was when I met my partner, but I just knew what I wanted, and then I disclosed that. But as I got older, the things that I wanted, they started changing.
Exactly.
Because I was changing. So I think that's when love starts kicking in. Are you growing together? Because I think the most important thing in a relationship that's long term is growing together and communicating throughout. And then when there's an impasse and you can't grow together anymore, then it's okay to let it go. We need to stop being scared of letting it go. No,
it's not about 3 years, it's about the peace.
30 years can be 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Because your responsibility is to yourself first, not to someone else. It's to you. Because the thing is, the only person that you can be 100% true to is to yourself, because you don't always know what the other person needs. You can hope that you do, but you don't always know. So if it works, it's gonna work. But then if it doesn't, it doesn't. Let it go.
So, Global, if like, okay, love language, let's say maybe it's movies and cuddles. It's so do you sometimes like it's fine, or we are?
So my thing is this: the difficult thing for me, in answering this question, is I don't know if I'm very selfish in relationships, or whether being selfish in a relationship is beneficial to the relationship. So I can only speak on how I view and interpret things. Now I go for what works for me. So I'm very selfish in relationship. I'm a combination. I'm giving of myself and I serve my partner the best way I know how.
Okay.
But in the same time, I'm very selfish in terms of what I need, because I know the best way that I can provide for you what you need is if my needs are met. But if I'm only meeting your needs and mine aren't met, then I become resentful and I'm not healthy for that relationship. So it's not going to help you either as my partner. So for me, if my partner can't provide, I need attention and I need affection and I need love in a relationship, and I feel that I'm not getting sufficient amounts of that, and then my partner is not in a capacity to provide that for me, then you and me are made to be friends, not romantic partners. Because me, in a romantic partnership, these are the things that are essential to me, and these are my deal breakers. And you're breaking the deal by not being able to provide me with this. And also, in that same breath, you don't have to. It's not your job.
Exactly.
But just because you can't doesn't mean someone else can't. So you need to give me the fair leeway to say, you can't, but for me it's lacking. Like for instance, I'm thirsty. I need water. If I don't get water, I'm gonna die. And you can't give me water. We can be friends, babes, but I still need water. It doesn't take away from the fact that I'm not gonna be like, because I love you, I'm gonna stay here and get dehydrated and die. No, fuck that. I love myself. I wanna live. So I'm gonna respect you and love you, and I'm gonna go get water.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stay by the tap and be like, water. And be like, hi, desert. I'll support you in the ways that you need me to support you, because we cool. We didn't there wasn't bad vibes, but it's just that you couldn't give me what I needed. But at the same time, I'm not gonna compromise me getting
what
water.
You need,
for myself. But the thing is, the day when you decide you need water and I can't give it to you, and you decide to go get water somewhere else, I don't understand. And that's when people hurt each other, because I am going to calculate how much I sacrificed for you, and I expect the same thing. That's not fair, guys. Don't make sacrifices for people and expect them to return that. You decided. That's on you. That's on you. Take accountability for what you decide to do in a relationship. Don't hold the other party accountable for decisions that you made. Even if those decisions benefited the other person, you made them for yourself. It's no one's fault. You did that. Accountability. It's very important, guys.
It's very important, guys. Balulekile, yeva. So expect uba umuntu enze lento ubuyenzile, because khawufostelwe and then kuyokunaka akafostelanga kuba wena ubuyenzile. Khethile mntasi. I think that's we covered.
You? Because Sana, you're like our video.
We covered everything, guys. If you felt like you can comment down below. Maybe say phela kwenye video landelayo.
And also, just to clarify on our analysis of Udebra. Udebra, guys, for Debras out there, there's nothing wrong with being spoiled. That's who you are, and that's what makes you happy.
Exactly.
Just disclose, and your partner, if they sign, seal, and deliver that we can maintain that, then let them maintain it, because they chose to. Don't feel guilty for who you are and what you expect from your partner. It's who you are.
Exactly. Fine.
Don't squeeze yourself into some little box just because you're scared people are going to say you're spoiled. You're spoiled, so what? That's who you are. as long as now you bring your best foot forward, okay? You can't be at this sport and then you don't want to contribute now. But like, there's nothing wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong about ufune
extra.
And then when you buy something a shop, you want value for your money. If lando ayenzi umsebenzi wayo uyisela mos a shop. So
same thing with men. Chickies and guys.
Chickies. If I say chicks a shop.
Men and women.
Exactly, men and women.
If it doesn't serve the purpose that you had purchased it for, send it back. Back to sender.
That's on period. Siyabuyisela, that's a shop. So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. It was fun.
In fact, I'm happy. How do y'all people do this?
Yeah, I am tired. But yeah, guys, comment down below, like the video. There's more to come. If you have like anything to say, the connect with Facebook, colleagues in Mgeni, Instagram Mgeni, colleague, and on TikTok, I recently activated my TikTok account. Posted videos as Mbala. It's Quarry97. Connect socials.
I have a Facebook, but okay, I'm not very active, so I don't know. But on Instagram, I'm Sam_Dyani. It's also, when I get a good following, if you guys like do say that you want more of this, then I'll put more of an effort. But at this point, I'm very lazy.
I just about Konoki channel. Maybe we'll do episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. We don't know. It's up to you guys.
If you start following and whatever, and you ask me to do things, I love content creation and talking. I talk a lot. But yeah, so if you guys feel like, okay, there's a space for me in that industry, then maybe I'll make a plan. But for now, you're
tired. We are fine. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.